I am Joy.
And I am Mel.
Welcome to Mind the Gap, a podcast where we bridge gaps in understanding through honest conversations about culture, identity, society, and everyday life.
Here, we believe difficult conversations don't have to divide us. We strive to create a safe space for healthy dialogue and meaningful perspectives.
So let's begin. So, just a heads up that we are just upgrading our podcast from AR to
Yay!
our real voice. Yay!
Yun nga, we hear you guys. We listen to your comments. So now, this is us.
Because today, we're minding the gap between intention and impact. So let's talk about misgendering. Naku.
Yeah,
So let's
mahirap na
start.
topic to.
Yeah, very controversial, I could say.
True.
So let's start with the basics. So misgendering is when someone refers to you, whether through pronouns, titles, or terms of address in a way that doesn't match with your actual gender. So it can be accidental or it can be intentional. So, Elk, why does this actually matter? Bakit natin siya kailangan pag-usapan? Like, why should we talk about this?
That's a very tough question to answer. But personally, Joy, I think it matters because kung paano natin ina-address yung ibang tao or kung paano
Mm.
tayo ina-address ng ibang tao, ganun natin sila nakikita at ganun nila tayo nakikita. So,
Yes.
hindi lang siya about the language, for the sake of it. It's about respect and about making sure people don't have to constantly fight to be seen and to be addressed correctly. So yun yung
Mhm.
important kaya dapat pag-usapan natin ang misgendering.
Alam mo, one thing I find interesting is that yung sa atin mga Pilipino, mga Pinoy, no, we only have one pronoun kasi, siya. So, parang in English, you often have to guess is it a he or is it a she almost immediately pag ginagamit natin yung term na siya. Kasi ang siya medyo ano yun, di ba? Parang very broad. Uy, siya, uy, eto siya, parang ganon. So, kaya minsan, nagkakaroon tayo ng misconception
Okay.
or nagkakaroon tayo ng different understanding in terms of that. So,
However, misgendering isn't only about using the wrong pronouns kasi. Yun yung mas importante doon na maintindihan natin. It's also about using yung tama na gender specific words like sir,
mm,
ma'am, miss, mister. And honestly, I think I would say that's more common here than pronoun mistakes will ever be. Parang sa atin, sa Philippines, mas nagkakaroon ng misgendering hindi sa pronoun madalas kung hindi dun
mm.
sa mga sir and ma'am or miss
Mm.
or Mr. Yun yung ano natin. Yun yung medyo mas malaking challenge dito sa Philippines.
Mhm. Actually, meron pa eh. I think it's also worth pointing out yung the word na gender din. Kasi, gender itself has changed a lot. It used to
Yes,
basically be a stand-in for like sex, just referring to whether someone was male or female based on
correct.
their reproductive organs. So now it's understood more as a spectrum,
Mm-hmm.
something broader than the original binary definition.
Yeah, that's actually true. And yun talaga yun eh. So gender used to be treated like a switch, like one or zero, on or off. Anything that
Mm-hmm.
didn't fit neatly into either one or zero wasn't seen as another valid option. 'Di ba? So parang walang
Mm-hmm.
1.5, parang ganon. So it's either one
Mm-hmm.
or zero. It was treated like that, say generally, 'di ba, backed by science, one or zero. So anything that's not one or not zero, dati kasi is considered as a medical anomaly, something that needs to
Mm,
be explained, something that needs to be corrected, or something that needs to be fixed, rather than just
mm,
understood as part of natural human variation.
mm. So, do you think a gender is binary, like one and zero, male and female?
Tough question, Joy, to be honest, but I think it depends on what you mean by gender. If we're talking about biological sex, like chromosomes, anatomy, science, that's a separate conversation with its own complexities, I guess. But if we're talking about gender as identity, as how someone experiences or expresses who they are, then my answer is no. I don't think it
Mm,
fits neatly into two boxes anymore, at least not for
mm-hmm,
everyone. I think the honest answer is that people define it differently nowadays. And that's kind of the
mm,
root of why misgendering happens in the first place. We're not always operating on the same definition kasi, 'di ba? Lagi naman ganun. So how I define something could be different from how you define something, 'di ba?
yeah, agree. Do you know of any actual incidents where someone was misgendered?
Oo, sobrang dami niyan. Meron pa
Mm,
nag-viral before, 'di ba? Parang 2 or 3 years ago sa isang I'm not sure if it was a fast food chain or a restaurant
mm,
somewhere in Cebu, 'di ba?
mm,
But when I think
mm,
back on all of them, pagka iniisip ko yung mga ganong situation, lagi ko na, parang for me, it really boils down to two things. One was
mm,
intentional ba yung misgendering na nangyari doon or
mm,
accidental ba siya? And two is paano na-handle yung situation.
True. Kasi there will be a lot of ano kasi dyan eh, root cause analysis kung paano siya talaga nangyari, di ba? Di
Yes.
talaga yun siya. So sometimes we need to really check the in and outs of really what happened. So let's start with the first one then. So walk me through nga, walk me through if what's intentional versus accidental in terms of misgendering.
Okay. Yung accidental is kung ano yung word, aksidente,
Mm,
accidental could be unintentional, genuinely nagkamali ka, hindi mo na gamit yung tamang word, could be sir or ma'am. Lalo na sa atin sa Philippines, 'di ba? Lalo na kapag ka nagpupunta ako sa mga very common ito sa mga shops sa mall, natatawag parang kasi 'di ba, parang good morning sir, ma'am, 'di ba? Ganun automatic
mm,
yung bati nila sir, ma'am agad. Tapos may mga times naman na ma'am ka nila instead of sir. I don't think it was yung mga ganung bagay. I don't think they were intentional.
yep.
Parang ano slip of the tongue siguro out of
Mm,
habit. Hindi nila sinasadya and that's
mm,
okay. So, pero yung intentional, ito kasi yung medyo different. So ito yung
mm,
kapag ka na-correct ka na ng person, say for example, ikaw na natawag ka na he or natawag ka na sir, tapos kinorek mo na, sabi mo she ako or ma'am, ganyan ganyan. Tapos yung
mm,
kinausap mo still addressed you as he or sir, 'di ba?
mm,
So, yun yung medyo doon nagkakaroon ng problema kapag ka intentional na yung misgendering. So again, going back, lagi tayo dun sa intention or intent pagka
mm,
pinag-uusapan yung misgendering. So ako naman na may tanong sa'yo, Joy. How do you think
mm.
accidental misgendering should be handled?
Actually, sa totoo lang, I think both accidental and intentional misgendering should be handled the same way in the moment. At least at first ha. Kasi Meron kasi mga tao na na-address natin na hindi naman siya hindi naman siya sounded offensive right away.
Yes.
Even if na clear naman yung presentation niya as a person sa gender niya para
Mm-mm.
ma-identify natin siya as a human being, or like as not a human being, sorry, as a girl or a boy, like person based sa itsura nila.
Mm-mm.
So so always natin dapat i-assume it's accidental at first siguro kasi nga siguro as you as a person, as a normal human being, you know what's right and wrong, and what you know what's gender itself. It's like you know what's a man or a woman. So syempre pag sa atin, di ba, pag ina-address naman natin yung tao without any, yun nga, hindi naman siya intentional or whatnot, address natin siya ng he or she, depende sa kung ano yung itsura niya. 'Di ba? So, if ever naman na na-correct ka na, like na sinabi mo, pag ano, as you, as kunyari, as a person like in the middle, or like let's say in the LGBT community, kung kinorek mo na or nasabihan ka lang ng ganun, just address it properly. Yung i-correct mo lang siya na, I'm sorry, I prefer to be called as ma'am, or kung ano mang kung ano mang preference mo. Pero wala na masyadong drama, wala namang masyadong big commotion or toxicity or issue pa na pwede pang mangyari.
Pero ito naman, what if na-correct mo na, ikaw na misgender ka, na-correct mo na, and the other person keeps getting it wrong? Like, sir pa rin ako, kanyari ako, sir pa rin ako ng sir sa'yo kahit sinabi mo ng, te, mama ko.
Well, yan, it's a different story na kasi ano na to intentional na siya.
Correct.
So
Agree.
hindi na siya, oh, 'di ba? Parang hindi na siya yung na-correct ka na nga parang two, three times, parang excuse me. So wala na talagang respect yun. Kumbaga, eto, sadya niya na to. Kumbaga, sadya
Mm-mm.
na tipong because hindi lang niya bet yung mga ganong kinds of people. May ganun kasi, depende sa kanilang beliefs. So, pero ayun nga. So,
Pero
parang
ganito, kapag ka ba after ba ng ilang, eto naman, ang gulo na role ko in life sa conversation na to. Uh, pero after ng, di ba, na-correct mo sila, tapos paulit-ulit pa rin, do you think meron ka ng karapatan to escalate it or to, to argue with that person? Entitled ka na ba na makipag-argue dun sa person? Kasi kulit mo. Ilang beses na kita sinabihan na address mo ako ng ma'am, pero sir ka pa rin ng sir sa akin. So, meron ka na bang entitled ka na ba na magalit, ma-offend, or to, you know, to start an argument with that person?
let's say the argument like bad argument, no? Pero you have a right na uh, ma-offend and magalit.
Mm-mm.
Pero it would still gonna go ahead and boils down to kung paano ka, like yung sinabi mo, na kalmado ka, m- kausapin yung tao. Depende kasi yan depende sa situation, depende sa lugar kung nasan din kayo. Like if you think you need someone to address, like kunyari, ano lang to, employee, tapos paulit-ulit. So, alam mong pang-asar na, nakakasar na. Siguro parang, kausapin ko na lang yung manager mo para mas ma-address siyang properly. Kasi pag
Yeah.
hindi siya na-address properly ng yung kung sino yung mga right person na pwede mong ring i-involve, eventually hindi siya mako-correct. So you have, ako as kunyari, I'm the person na misgendered, you have a right to be mad, to explain to them what are the right things to do with those kind of situation, para if ever mangyari siya ulit, hindi na siya mangyayari ulit. Maiiwasan na yung mga ganun na hindi siya tama. Kasi at the first place, for sure, ito yung mga nangyayari, nasa adult, adulthood ka na
Yeah.
nangyayari itong mga ganitong bagay. So parang, ang ano lang, ang sad lang, and ang sorry for the term, ang stupid lang kung hindi mo alam what's wrong or right on
Mm.
those kind of of those kind of situation. Yun lang naman yung sa akin. Kasi nakakaano din yun okay, maganda rin talaga yung meron kayong proper communication when it comes to ganyan, lalo na kung na-explain mo yung sarili mo. And siguro, ano rin, maganda rin yung way na parang saan ka ba nanggagaling, bakit paulit-ulit mo siyang ginagawa? Kasi baka mamaya meron din siyang history na may
Yes.
bad experience with someone who's misgendered na ganun din. So, akala niya siguro tama yun and no one's correcting him na he or she's doing the wrong thing. So, it's still better to explain yourself to that person and, involve whoever you think that's the best people to be involved on that particular situation and fix things through uh, right, right communication in a much more, calmer way possible.
Yeah, mature
So,
mature way to handle it.
yeah. So ikaw ba, like, do you think it's also difficult for some people to accept that gender is a spectrum? Punta tayo
Yeah.
sa spectrum.
Gender is a spectrum. Yan ang isang concept or isang topic na mahirap talaga siya pag-usapan. So your question is quite hard to answer. Siguro two things ulit. You know,
Mm,
the Philippines is a pretty conservative country
right.
and sobrang laki ng religion dito sa atin. So religion is held in high regard dito sa Philippines regardless of kung anong religion you belong. Sobrang
Yeah.
laki nilang role dito sa atin. And in
Mm,
most religious frameworks, there's only man and a woman, 'di ba? And that is based on the reproductive organs someone is born with. Lagi siyang ganon. Kung
mm,
ano yung reproductive organ mo nung pinanganak ka, that's your gender. Yun ka, man
mm.
or woman, 'di ba? And then
True.
for a lot of people, kaya ng sabi ko, religion is one of the two bases of truth kasi, 'di ba? So one is religion and the other is science. So in science
Mm-hmm.
kasi, at least the version yung tinuro sa atin sa school, 'di ba, nung mga bata pa tayo or even in high school and even in university. So
Mm-hmm.
lagi siyang framed sa yun nga reproductive organ mo nung pinanganak ka, yung XX or XY chromosomes, 'di ba? Yun na yun,
Yeah.
'di ba? So if
True.
both of those, yung religion and science, the two things that people, I would say, trust most para doon sa definition ng truth, if those two things or two aspects don't support the idea of gender as a spectrum, then for a lot of people, yun na yun. So dahil hindi siya supported
Mm,
by religion and by science, so siguro doon nanggagaling yung resistance nila sa pag-acknowledge ng gender ngayon being a spectrum. Kasi nga 'di ba for the longest time ang gender is a word to replace the word sex, 'di ba?
correct.
So
Mm-hmm.
personally I think they are not trying to be close-minded. It's just that yung entire framework ng pagkakaintindi nila of what's true doesn't leave room for another option. Kasi nga, in science and religion, di ba, man, woman,
Yeah.
XX or XY.
That makes
Yun.
sense. Do you think misgendering is avoidable?
Wow. To be honest, Joy, I don't think na it's going to be fully avoidable. Not today, not tomorrow, not in the near future. Not because people don't care, but because we are dealing with a mix of habit, I would say upbringing, even exposure, and
Mm,
gaya ng sinabi ko sa religion, di ba, belief systems. And yung mga bagay na yun, they do not change overnight. Di ba? Yung upbringing lalo,
agree.
hindi naman siya magbabago. Yung exposure and yung belief system natin, hindi naman sila kayang magbago. Hindi natin sila kayang baguhin overnight. So even with the best intentions, mistakes will still happen. So I think the goal isn't really to get to a point where the world has zero misgendering. I think the whole point or the whole intention is to get to a world where it's handled with, I would say, respect when it does happen. So yun siya for me.
Mm. So looking ahead, like, do you think in the future, do you think people will ever universally accept gender as a spectrum?
Hi. No, I don't think
Mm.
so, Joy. I don't
Mm.
think that will ever happen. And honestly, hindi ito unique topic, okay? So,
Mm.
let's look at evolution. It's been around as a scientific theory for, I would say, for a long time, 'di ba? And
Mhm.
simula nga nung elementary tayo, sinabi na yun sa atin, 'di ba? Yung theory of evolution, 'di ba? And to be honest, there are still people na hindi naniniwala sa evolution, 'di ba? So
Mm.
usually for the same reason we talked about earlier, because of religion naman, 'di ba? So if something like yung evolution is, I would say, still not universally accepted after all this time, so personally I think gender as a spectrum um ay hindi rin magiging universally accepted. So I would say not everyone treats the same thing or same things
Mhm.
as absolute truth, and that's probably not going to change. Kasi nga, usually nga, depende pa yan kung saan ka lumaking country and yung upbringing, yung
Mm.
society na you're part of. 'Di ba? So kaya
Mm.
mahirap masabi na there would come a time na gender as a spectrum will be universally accepted.
Mm. Quick question.
Mm. Oh,
Is going back to it, so why do you think misgendering is such an important discussion, especially here in the Philippines?
I think it's important because um, medyo nagko-contradict kasi yung situation natin here in the Philippines. So on one
Mm.
hand, Filipinos are often, I would say, considered na some of the most accepting people in Asia when it comes to the LGBTQ plus community, 'di ba? So
Mm.
we
Mm.
had the first Pride March in Asia in 1994 or
Mm.
1993. Hindi ko lang sure. Basta 1993 or 1994, yun yung very first Pride March in Asia. And gays
Mm.
and trans brothers and sisters natin are visible na on TV and showbiz and even in everyday life, 'di ba? And
Mm.
um even sa social media, makikita mo na meron na ring mga queer couples na may mga fan base na rin sila, and they are really, I would say, influencers. May mga tao na silang, may mga nakikinig na sa kanila, may mga nanonood na sa kanila. So, however, yung visibility kasi and their, you know, yung presence nila sa social media, sa TV, sa showbiz, and sa iba't ibang industry isn't the same as protection. So,
Mm.
unfortunately, we still don't have, I would say, a national law like the SOGI Equality Bill na napapasa. So,
Mhm.
hanggang ngayon hindi pa siya na ipapasa. So, dahil sa absence ng ganong klase ng bill or ng law, sorry, um, wala kasing legal consequence for misgendering. At eto ha,
Mm.
ang misgendering is hindi lang siya nangyayari sa labas, sa streets. It happens sa mga office natin, workplace,
Yeah.
sa school, and sa lahat ng public spaces. So I think ito yung importance na napag-uusapan natin yung misgendering, 'di ba?
Mm.
So ngayon,
True.
like I said, wala pa rin ang law, 'di ba? So again, kung paano i-manage or paano i-handle ang misgendering is still based on empathy and kindness, not policy, 'di ba? So even yung mga official documents like IDs, birth certs, 'di ba? Yung mga ganun, and hindi nila, let's say for yung mga trans brothers and sisters natin, hindi nila pwedeng papalitan yon basta-basta. Kung ano yung sex assigned at birth, yun yun pa rin yung nakalagay sa kanila sa mga documents nila. So
True.
I would say like even for someone who has fully transitioned and nabubuhay as their identified gender can still get misgendered constantly, 'di ba? By just presenting like say for example your government ID. That's
Mm,
why this conversation is important because acceptance on the surface level surface level,
mm,
hindi pa umaabot doon talaga sa core, iba na core na part na or core na aspect ng ano na acceptance. So I would say ngayon parang
mm,
parang we are acknowledged and tolerated pero we are not
mm,
fully accepted. Kasi nga sadly if there is an opportunity to express homophobia, people would grab it. Nakikita mo naman yan sa social media. May mga influencers
mm,
from the rainbow community na tinatawag ng mga names na would express homophobia. 'Di ba? Say for example,
mm,
merong famous na alam mo na influencer from the rainbow community na nagpagawa ng ilong.
mm,
And she's proud of it, ha? Hindi naman niya dinedeny or
mm,
anything. She even posted it on her social media account. Pero pag tinignan mo yung
mm,
comment, ay grabe, grabe, grabe yung homophobia doon. So again, surface level, I think the LGBTQ plus community is acknowledged and tolerated,
mm,
pero sa core, hindi pa kami fully accepted and respected.
mhm. Yun nga eh, hindi yung gusto ko sasabihin, yung respect na lang, no, sana.
Mm-mm.
Okay na yung kahit hindi ka pa fully accepted eh, but
Yeah,
being respected as a, ano, human being. Kahit
yeah.
yun na lang. Kasi feeling ko yun lang din naman yung, um, not iniintay, pero yun lang din yung gusto ng mga nasa LGBTQ plus community, no?
Yeah,
Oh
eh
well.
kasi ang protection
Um,
kasi ano, Joy, ang protection kasi dapat is universal yan eh. So kung ipoprotect mo
mm,
yung ipoprotect mo yung majority, dapat yung minority din, they should also be protected and given the same
mm,
equal rights na meron yung majority. Yun.
mm. True, kasi hindi lang naman siya, honest, hindi lang naman siya nangyayari sa mga LGBTQ+. Nangyayari din siya sa normal na talagang babae at lalaki. No?
Yes, correct,
So,
correct.
how's yan? But quick question, is Soji only for the rainbow community?
Okay. Sige. Ganito natin siya i-ano, no? Um, yung Soji is only for the LGBTQ plus community is isang malaking misconception.
Mm,
Yun siya. And I think yung misconception na yan, ang very reason kung bakit madaming tao, pag tinanong mo about it, would say no
mm,
to the bill. And SOGI, pag-usapan muna natin. SOGI stands for sexual orientation, gender identity, and expression. So
mm,
lahat naman tayo meron nun, girl. 'Di ba?
yeah.
Hindi lang yung LGBTQ plus community members ang may SOGI. Lahat tayo. So being a straight man or being a straight woman is say is part of someone's SOGI.
Mm-hmm,
Yun siya. So, and important siguro din na ma-discuss siya na yung SOGI Equality Bill isn't asking for special rights for the minority or for
mm-hmm,
one group.
mm-hmm,
Now, it's asking that everyone, regardless of your orientation, your identity, and your expression, ay magkaroon ng protection from discrimination based on yung gender identity mo, sexual orientation mo, and yung
mm-hmm,
expression mo. So,
mm-hmm,
yun yung yun yung very essence ng Soji. So people just assume na exclusive yon sa LGBTQ plus community dahil historically kami yung aside of course sa mga women, 'di ba? Kami din yung pangalawa or isa sa mga well, we're not ranking kung sino yung mas naka-experience nito, pero aside sa mga women, historically, alam naman natin yung mga babae,
Mhm.
also faced a lot of discrimination.
Mhm.
And kami din, yung LGBTQ plus community, ay isa rin kami sa mga community na nagsasuffer din sa discrimination. Kaya siguro ina-assume na yung Soji is only for the LGBTQ plus community. Kasi
Mhm.
we are we are fighting for it. We
Mhm.
are asking for it. So siguro kaya ang impression ng iba is dahil gusto ng LGBTQ plus community mapasa yung bill is para sa kanila lang yon or para sa amin lang yon. Hindi. Para yun sa lahat.
Mhm.
Yun. So, again, protection from discrimination and inequality. Yun siya kasi. Hindi siya special treatment para sa mga LGBTQ plus communities. Hindi siya para lang sa mga cisgender person or mga trans sisters and brothers natin. Hindi siya para lang sa mga bisexual. Hindi siya para lang sa mga gay and lesbian. Para siya sa lahat. Hindi siya for a specific group of people ang Soji.
Mhm. Kasi yung sexual orientation nga, gender
Yun
identity. So,
nga,
hindi siya
lahat
nga,
nga meron. 'Di ba?
oo, true.
Trans or cisgender ka, meron ka nun.
Mhm. Actually, ito, first time ko yan narinig, yung cisgender. So, let's
Oh,
talk about that word. Actually, to totoo, hindi ko talaga alam kung ano ibig sabihin yan. Saan ba siya nanggaling? Where did it came from?
ah, hindi ko rin alam. Na joke. Um, well, to begin with, yung cisgender ay word to refer to someone whose gender identity matches the sex they were assigned at birth. Hindi ko siya exactly ma-answer kung saan siya nanggaling accurately. Pero kasi sabi Latin word daw siya. So
Mhm.
Latin word meaning it means on the side of. Yung parang ano siya, opposite siya nung trans. Yung trans naman it
Mm.
means across or on the other side of.
Right. Pero here's the thing. So some men and women since actually find the word cis inappropriate or unnecessary. So from what I understand, part of the pushback comes from, wanting consistency. So feeling nila if trans men or are called trans men and trans woman are called trans woman because of the specific because that's specifically what they are. So then cisgender men and women should just be called men and women, plain and simple, without qualifier attached either.
Ang gulo, parang hindi ko na siya na-gets. Ano yung ah, what were you trying to say?
Like for example, so kung kung kasi parang ako understanding ko kung some men and women actually find the word cis inappropriate or unnecessary. So kung sa pag
Ah,
as unnecessary. So, kung ang understanding ko, part of the pushback siguro comes from wanting the consistency. They feel like kung trans men are called trans men and then trans women are called trans woman because of from that specific kung ano sila. So, kung
mm.
then the cisgender men and women should just called simple, plain and simple ng men and women. Plain lang. Without any other qualifier attached na
Okay.
either.
Let me check ha. Merong mga ibang men and women na nagpo-push back doon sa paggamit ng cis.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, so parang kasi parang feeling nila hindi naman unnecessary na. Parang hindi na siya, ay,
Mm,
inappropriate. Kasi parang men and women is just plain and simple. Yun din naman din yung explanation. So parang siguro kung dadagdagan pa siya ng sis, parang hindi naman na siya kailangan, hindi naman na siya appropriate. Siguro for yung trans man and trans woman, kaya siya sinasabi kasi because of, other identity siguro that we wanted to
Okay, okay.
address him to
Siguro,
be.
yeah, I would say fair point naman yon, yung argument na yon or yung statement na yon. If say you want to put it that way, I would say it makes sense. Pero, ikaw, what do you think?
Honestly, I think it's personal preference. If someone doesn't want to be called cis, I don't think we should force the label on them. Like, 'di ba? Hindi naman natin
Mhm.
kailangan i-push na lagay mo 'yan. Pero at the same time, I also understand why the term exists. Kasi nga it wasn't
Mhm.
created to insult anyone. It was introduced as a way to distinguish, different experience, especially in discussion about, gender identity. So for me, as long as, again, we're talking about being respectful, I don't think yung label itself should be focused. Kasi by the end of the day, o di ba, ang importante naman is kung paano natin i-treat yung isang tao or each other,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But let's turn things around, Charis. So, Elk, do you think trans men should be called trans men, and then trans women should be called trans women specifically because that's what they actually are?
Oh, that is a very tough question, Joy. Um, yes, I do. Mm-mm.
Mm,
Honestly, I think the word trans carries a lot of weight, pero not in a bad way, ha.
mm,
Feeling ko lang, in my perspective, it represents who someone is authentically. Kung sino talaga siya at kung ano talaga siya.
mm,
It tells a piece of their journey. And
mm,
yung journey na pinagdaanan nila to transition um, from doon sa gender na they were born with to kung ano yung gender identity na nila ngayon, ay hindi madali. Hindi madali yung journey na yun. And it takes a lot
mm,
of courage to live as your authentic self, your
mm,
true self, 'di ba? And especially nowadays, because the world does not make it easy
mm.
for our trans brothers and sisters to be themselves. Dahil nga
True.
meron pa rin talagang homophobia, merong quiet homophobia lang, meron namang
Mm,
talagang obvious yung homophobia. Pero again, for me, calling someone trans, like a trans man or a trans woman, is not um, erasing anything. And
mm,
the intention was, for me, it feels like it's not to say to mock them. Hindi naman para ganun yun. It's like sa akin ha, it's actually honoring what they went through to
mm,
get from point A to point B. Pero
mm,
again, yun lang yung perspective ko kasi nga I don't fully understand yung yung journey, yung hardship ng mga
yeah.
trans siblings natin, trans brothers and sisters natin. So hindi natin naintindihan talaga yung we know na it's not easy because again, may mga kwento tayo na naririnig how difficult it is. Pero um, hindi ko personally ganap na I would say understand because hindi ko naman pinagdaanan. Kaya
Mm,
again, ang tingin ko lang naman yung word na trans sa trans man and trans woman um, is I would say a reflection of their journey. Kung gaano
mm,
sila ka-brave as people and they
mm,
would always have my respect.
mm.
So
Yeah.
regardless of who someone is or how they identify, I always try to give them, you know, yung respect na deserve nila. But again and again,
Mm,
ito lang naman ay ang aking 2 cents based doon sa nakita ko, napakinggan ko, and not my final word on it. Point ko dito is yung word na trans represents their journey.
Mhm. Yeah, I think I also like agree. Kasi, di ba, ano yun eh, it takes a person to transition eh. It's also a choice and a decision that to
Yes.
make. So, ibigay natin sa kanila yun, di ba? Kasi,
Yeah. Pero again, dahil hindi naman tayo talaga yung nasa position nila, trans men and trans women, um,
mm,
we can only like, state yung
respect.
itong mga opinion natin. Pero again, if they prefer na tanggalin yung trans na word, then ako personally, I just have to accept it and
Mm,
respect that.
yeah, yeah, respect. Again, the word. Di ba?
Yeah. Mm-mm.
So, eto medyo curious ako dito. So, do you think dun sa mga younger Filipinos like mga Gen Z,
Mhm.
do you think that this kind of situation they handle it differently versus the older generations?
Ah, to be honest, oo. And sobrang sobrang impressed ako sa mga Gen Z kung paano nila hinahandle itong misgendering
Mm,
and kung paano rin naman most of the Gen Zs na nakikita ko kung gaano rin naman sila I would say accepting
mm-hmm,
doon sa mga members ng community namin, yung mga straight Gen Zs, nakita ko how accepting they are naman. And I think that's because Gen Zs, yung mga Gen Zs natin, they grew up with, I would say, more exposure.
right,
Meron na rin social media and
correct.
meron na tayong mas visible representation. At napag-uusapan na rin ito sa workplace and even sa school na
Mm,
hindi ito yung mga bagay na hindi na pag-usapan when I was a say a high school student or when I was an elementary student. Ito yung mga topic na talagang people avoid. Ayun, and I think yung mga Gen Zs natin ngayon, they are more uh more sensitive in terms of not more sensitive, more proactive in terms of using the right pronouns or the correct pronouns or terms sa pag-address sa mga tao.
mm. So, do you think that gap closes eventually? Like, does it get better with time?
Ha, kagaya ng sinabi ko no kung kanina tungkol kung magiging universally accepted ang gender as a spectrum, I think itong gap naman ngayon sa paggamit ng tamang pronouns or mga gender words, siguro magna-narrow ng maliit, ng bahagyang bahagya. And I think yun na yung best sa
Mm,
sa ngayon. I don't think it will ever be universally accepted, even here in the Philippines.
mm,
So, what will likely shift is yung generational split. 'Di ba? Every generation tends to be a little more open than the one before it. 'Di ba? Ang dati nga
mm,
talaga nung time na yun, 'di ba dati sobrang hirap pag-usapan ng gender
mm,
identity ng isang tao, kung gay ba siya or lesbian ba siya. Ang hirap
true.
nun kasi pagkatawanan na pagtatawanan. Yung like ako nga, pagkatawanan at pagkatawanan ako kahit anong isagot ko.
Mm,
Yun. So again, ang gusto ko na lang siguro mangyari is dumating yung time na yung mga ganitong conversation ay basic na lang. 'Di ba? Hindi na siya
mm,
wala nang doubt kung pag sinagot ko ba yung tanong ni teacher kung gay ako or lesbian ako, pagkatawanan niya ba ako? Siguro yun
mm,
yung gusto kong mawala pagdating
mm.
ng panahon, pagdating ng panahon. So I know it won't be instant, it won't be universal gaya yan at sinabi ko, pero sana dumating tayo sa ganong panahon.
Uh, so I think ano no, if there's one thing to take away from this conversation, that ano, misgendering isn't really about grammar or vocabulary. It's about whether someone feels seen for who they actually really are. Kasi whether tamang pronouns ba yan or wrong pronouns ba yan, like a sir instead of a ma'am or a name that hasn't caught up yet. The fix is almost, always the same. So notice it, correct it, and move on without, making it, a bigger moment than it needs to be.
Well, yeah, I think that's really the gap we're minding today, not just between intention and impact, but between where we are now and where we're hopefully headed. So we talked about religion, science, generations, and the terminology, and a lot of heavy stuff like Soji. And I think at the end of the day, it comes down to something very, very simple: effort matters. So nobody is asking anyone to be perfect, so let's just be respectful, be willing to learn, and be willing to try.
Correct. So, to everyone listening, so if you've ever gotten it wrong, don't beat yourself up over it. Just do better next time. And if you ever been on the receiving end of it, we see you. And we hope conversations like this help close that gap a little more.
Yeah, hopefully it helped. Itong conversation na to, it helped, I would say, to somehow close that gap, di ba?
Yep.
And
Mm,
it's a very, very difficult topic to talk about, really,
sure.
Joy. But I'm happy we talked about this one, and I hope meron tayong mga naibahagi sa ating mga listeners. And that's it for this episode of Mind the Gap.
Yeah, so again, thanks for hanging out with us and
Yeah.
we'll see you next time. Okay, next topic
Yeah, see you
natin.
next time. Yeah, sa next topic natin. Bye-bye.
Bye!
Bye.